Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to be looking at problems where we're solving equations that have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. The only new thing that we need to know today is that the first step is going to be to get all of your variable terms together on one side of the equation. What we're going to do right now is do the same problem twice. So we're going to talk about two different ways you could do the same exact problem. Option number one, the first thing you need to notice in this problem is that there are actually variables on both sides. We have a term that has an x on the left side of the equals, and we have a term that has an x on the right side of the equals. Before we can do any other steps, we need to get our x's together. So in order to do that, I'm going to move one of the x terms to the other side by undoing it. For option number one, I'm going to show you what happens if we decide to move the 3x. And for option number two, I'm going to show you what happens if we decide to move the 6x. So, in order to undo a 3x, since this is really a positive 3, we're going to subtract 3x on both sides. Now, when we do that, you'll notice I'm lining up where I'm writing this so that the x terms are on top of each other. On the left side, I'm going to combine these two terms because they are like terms. They both have x's. I'm not going to combine anything with the 2 because it doesn't have an x. 6x minus 3x is 3x. And then I'm going to drop down the plus 2. On the right-hand side, the 3x's cancel. And so I'm just going to drop down the minus 7. Now I'm going to solve like normal. There are two numbers by my x. There's a 3 and there's a plus 2. I'm going to undo the plus 2 first because it's farthest away. So I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. When I do that, I'm going to cancel out the 2's and I'm just going to have 3x dropped down. And on the other side, negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. Then I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So the 3 cancels the 3 and we get x. And the negative 9 divided by 3 gives me negative 3. And I'm done. Now, option number 2 is we could have decided to get the 6x to move instead. So let's see what happens if we go with that method. I'm going to draw my line just like always to keep it balanced. And then I'm going to start by subtracting the 6x this time. Now again, our first goal is to get the x's together. So this is still going to achieve that goal. In this case, the 6x is going to cancel the 6x, and all that's left on the left side is a 2. On the right side, I'm going to combine the 3x and the minus 6x because those are like terms. They both have x's. And I'm going to get negative 3x, and then I'm just going to copy down my minus 7. Now you'll notice there are still two numbers by x. There's the negative 3, and there's the minus 7. I'm going to start by undoing the number that's farthest away, so I'm going to add 7 on both sides. When I do that, I get 2 plus 7 is 9. And on the right-hand side, I get negative 3x because the 7's cancel. Then I'm just going to divide by negative 3 in order to get my x by itself. And when I do that, I get negative 3 equals x. What you'll notice is we got the same answer both times. These answers are the same. And what I'm trying to show you is that as long as you get your x's together on one of the sides, it doesn't matter which side it is, as long as the x's are together. Let's try a couple more examples. For problem number 1, I'm going to draw a vertical line through my equal sign, and I'm going to notice that I have x's on both sides here. So my first step is going to be to get the x's together. I'm going to subtract the 4x on both sides. When I do that, My negative 3x combines with my negative 4x, and I get negative 7x. And then I'm just going to copy down my minus 5. We're going to cross out our 4x's because they cancel, and we just drop down the 23. Now we're going to solve. So I'm going to start by undoing the number that's farthest away from x. So I'm going to plus 5 on both sides. I'm going to copy down my negative 7x because my 5's cancel, and 23 plus 5 gives me 28. Next, I'm going to divide by negative 7 because to undo multiplication, I use division. When I divide by negative 7, I get x equals 28 divided by negative 7, which is negative 4. And I'm done. For problem number 2, I'm going to draw a vertical line through my equal sign. And I'm going to get my x's together. This time, let's subtract the negative 13m. Let's subtract the 13m. So when we do that, the 13m's cancel, and we just drop down the negative 8. On the right-hand side, the 5 minus 13 is negative 8m, and we're going to drop down the negative 22. Then we're going to solve just like we normally would. So we're going to add 22 on both sides. The negative 8 plus 22 is 14. And the negative 8m drops down. Then we're going to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8. 14 divided by negative 8 is 1.75 negative. And on the other side, it's going to be just m. Last but not least, we're going to draw a vertical line through our equal sign. Again, we're going to get our n's together. I'm just going to subtract n on both sides. As a quick reminder, that does have an invisible 1. So 5n minus 1n would be 4n. And then I'm going to drop down my plus 2. And on the right-hand side, the n's are going to cancel, and I'm going to drop down my 4. Then I'm going to undo my plus 2 by minusing, so minus 2 on both sides, which means I get 4n equals, and then 4 minus 2, which is 2. And then I'm going to divide. So I'm going to divide by 4. When I do that, I get my n equals 2 divided by 4, which is just 0.5. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for some practice.